What's going on with everybody, man? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Pink Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged, and I am back in here with another review. This is a little different though, not an album review, but also something you guys been asking for. A Pink Dungeon film review. Yes, we're finally back, and I was waiting for this movie to bring it back in full effect, and now we here, man. Judas and the Black Messiah. If there's any movie, upcoming movie, old movie, classic movie, new movie, whatever, comment it down below if you want to see me give it a review. I'm back in my bag with these, like I just said, so I need some stuff to watch, you know what I'm saying? Either if it be some crazy film, some new film, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you be like, I want to see what Eric think about this, comment it below, and I'll see if I get around to it because I'm hyped, man. I've been listening to a lot of music. I want to get in my movie bag. I want to get in my TV bag, you know what I'm saying? We still in the movies right now, but I want to get in my film bag in general, man. We'll get into that later, man. But I've been, you know what I'm saying, been feeling very directorish in life lately. Directing people. Hey, do this, do that. So I want to see, you know what I'm saying? I need to see some films. So let me know how y'all feel and what y'all want to see me review, and we'll go from there. But with no further ado, I want to get into this Judas and Black Messiah. But I kind of want to tell you why I'm even so interested in the first place. I'm not going to make this too long. Black Panthers, the Black Panther Party is something that I'm very interested in. Ever since I was a child, that's something that I took interest in because I think it was the militancy and it was the organization and discipline that I don't really see from people in today's society. And I don't know, it just struck me as crazy. Like all these people on like one page, that's wild. So that was just something that was always cool to me. Fred Hampton was somebody I knew a lot about, but I didn't know everything until I had to do this essay on him a couple years back in college. It was American. It was an American history class. It was like from 1850 to present, and our final exam was to write about any living or dead historical figure. Any dead historical figure, and write about like their perspective, like write from their perspective and write about something. I don't know. But I know I wrote about Fred Hampton, and I wrote from his perspective of him dying, but I wrote from his soul. So if his soul was in his room watching him get shot to death, I wrote like that. And I had to go so in depth, bro. I learned so much. I had to read court documents, interviews, stuff about his mama, stuff about his childhood, bro. It was so much stuff I never knew about him because I had to really go in depth with that. So after that, my teacher really, really loved it. She praised it in class. So that made me feel like, all right, man, I'm the aficionado on anything Frederick Hampton related. So hey, when this dropped, or before it dropped, when the trailer started dropping, I'm like, man, let me see. I'm gonna pick this apart. I'm thinking I'm finna see what's inaccurate, accurate. But I'm seeing the trailers. I'm like, all right, these trailers, they look nice. They doing their thing right here. So the movie dropped, and I'm up early in the morning to watch this. And let's get right into it, man. Right into it. It starts off with actual footage of Black Panthers. I love when movies do that. Like, oh, this is based on a true story. Here's some actual footage of our pictures of this person. I love when they do that. That's always cool to me. So checks off right, like within like the first minute of the film, you get footage of freaking everybody, man. Huey Newton, all of them, which I think is super duper cool. So after that, it goes straight into the first scene. By the way, you got Lakeith Stanfield in here. You know what I'm saying? You got Daniel from Get Out. He got that crazy last name. It be like he said Abelusian. I don't know what that be like. He said Ouija board or something. I don't know what that nigga last name is. You got Lil Rail. You got some people in here. You got the big hitters in here. So let's see what they're gonna do. So first scene. You see a brother, but you don't know if it's a brother because he got the full trench coat on. He got the Gucci Osiris coat on, covering his full body, so you really can't see his skin color. You see the back of his neck a little bit, but it could just be because he in a dark room. You don't know if he black or not. So he come in, police. It's like a little pool hall or something. He tell all the brothers, hey man, take everything out your pocket or whatnot. So as he's doing that, he say, who keys this is? Is your car outside? And then the nigga hat fall off is Lakeith Stanfield. He's like, man, you ain't no police officer, but give back my stuff. He take off, jack bro for his car. They stab him, bro. They going crazy trying to get bro out the car. Police pull him over. He go to jail. So this is where the story really starts. They basically pick bro up for carjacking, and they say, my boy, you gonna get 2 years for I think it was like 11 months for like carjacking, but you gonna get 5 for impersonating the police. You wanna do that time or you wanna go home? So the proposition was, you know, you wanna do your time like a man, do the crime, do the time, or you gonna snitch. And brother said, man, let me get my ass a snitch. Nigga, where's my rat whiskers? I'm finna get the snitching on all these niggas. That's what exactly he did, man. So William O'Neill, excuse me. What did he call himself? He called himself whatever his name was, man. He called him Bill. That's what he called himself, Bill. But his real name was William O'Neill. I guess they call you Bill when you will, whatever. William O'Neill, I'm gonna call him, Mama call him. William O'Neill basically took the plea to infiltrate the Black Panthers and do whatever the white man old Roy told him to go do. So, yeah, man, he meets him at one of the speeches or whatever. Then he starts going to some of the classes. And, man, Fred Hampton or Daniel, whatever you want to call him, man, he played this role of Fred Hampton so good. I want to start there with him, man. He played it so good. Only critique is the accent sounded a little hokey sometimes, sounded a little like outlandish sometimes, cartoony. He got a lot of it down when he was, I am a revolutionary. That sounds just like Fred. But sometimes it sounded like he was trying to do an impersonation. It just sounded hokey a little bit, like oh, what the polka beans? And I mean, he didn't say that, but like that's how he was talking. It just sounded very cartoony. But for the most part, I'd say 90%, he was on point. I say that 10%, sometimes I'm like, it sounds like something from a cartoon or something. I don't know. It sounded really hokey sometimes. Didn't distract. That was just a very minimal freaking complaint right there. Other than that, he played it to the T, man. So basically they meet, and one of their first interactions from my memory was when he's in class. He's teaching about the difference between war and politics. Like he just going in, just saying, war is politics with blood. Politics is war without blood, brothers. Now, can you repeat that, brother? And he doing the classic Fred Hampton stuff. And as he teaching, the brother, the snitch brother, he trying to hop down on a female in class. I'm like, oh Lord, look at this brother here, man. The brother doing all the C's, man. the brother was doing all the C's right there, man. I'm talking about niggas ridiculous, man. I'm talking about the brother was cooning, the brother was a criminal, and the brother was a creep, man. I'm talking about the nigga trying to talk about black power. This nigga trying to give some black punani. I don't know what that nigga thought it was. Hey, that nigga Fred said, brother, go down and do some push-ups. Man, nigga do 20 push-ups, which is hilarious, man. That was nigga punishment for being a creep. So off the bat, then I don't know if I could trust this nigga. Like if I'm Fred at this point, I'm like, bro, like nigga, I'm trying to change the world. This nigga trying to change his relationship situation. Like, brother, we in two different mindsets right now. So that was already weird to me. And one of the first scenes, I think even before that, I think I'm skipping ahead of myself. Something I really liked was when Fred came out with the camouflage hat on. Love that. He's at a school teaching, preaching, doing his thing. That's where he meet his wife at. He had a bathing ape hat on. I'm like, nigga, they ain't no bathing ape in 1960. Nigga, what this is, nigga? But I know he actually did have a hat that looked like that. But that hat in the movie looked very bathing ape-ish. Yes, I know he had a hat like that, but I was like, nigga, y'all get that from Lil Wayne closet? Nigga, Pusha T get that? Y'all like, it was very bathing ape-ish, but very stylish. And that was something else that I wanted to comment on was the aesthetics of black people around that time. Love it, man. I love the black leather, even though black leather wasn't like exclusive to black people at that time. Of course, you got Grease and stuff like that. But just like the way they wore it with the shades and the berets and all, bro, like them boys was official. They looked official, man. And all the sisters, they look so confident within themselves. I don't know, not saying they don't now, but just the way that you look at Soul Train and you just look at certain stuff, they look like so confident in who they are. And that confidence and that militancy and the way they moved, it's like, man, they just looked so powerful back then. I don't know what it was, man. I feel like they really did a good job of capturing that. Some of these niggas in the movie, they look like they was like They was born in the 30s, bro. I'm talking about it was one nigga in that crowd when he was preaching at the school. Nigga looked just like JJ Walker, bro. I mean JJ Evans, bro. That nigga looked just like, I thought that nigga finna pull out a dynamite or something, bro. I'm like, yo, they did a good job at casting these niggas. They look like they was from that time period. You look at anybody from that time period, they look super old, bro. Like, I mean, Fred Hampton, God rest his soul, he died at 21. I mean, I don't think he looked old, but the way he carried himself, but a lot of them niggas, bro. You look at a picture of Otis Redding. Google Otis Redding real quick, bro. Brother died at like 23 or something. I'm talking about that nigga looked like he was 57. So, very good job at doing the casting right there. But yeah, that was one of the instances where when he was in a class teaching, I'm like, man, I don't know if I would have trusted this nigga at all. And he really, because they were kind of looking at O'Neal like sideways, you know, until he gave him the car. Because he went to the FBI, was like, man, they ain't really going to rock with me unless I got a car. Because Fred don't drive, which is all true. He did not drive because the police would love to pull him over and be like, yo, we gonna give you a speed ticket. It's just some bogus stuff or whatever. So he didn't even like to drive. So the FBI gave O'Neal a car so he can kind of get more involved with the Panthers or whatnot. And man, I'm talking about, they loved him after that because he gave him something. He gave him a service. He wasn't just a nigga that was in the room. You feel me? Like, he went from a nigga in the room to a nigga with a car. And Black Panther or not, you a nigga with a car with some niggas that don't have a car. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about they gonna be calling your line. Nigga, I can't even drive. Niggas be calling me, telling me, can you take me? I'm like, nigga, you know I can't drive. Nigga, you know I can't drive more than 10 minutes without panicking. Like, so I'm talking about they turned into the happiest people when they found out he had a car. And that was like his entryway into like really diving inside what was going on and whatnot. And yeah, man, it led to some interesting things, man. And them car trips, man. He was in the car with him one time. They went to go meet with I think what was it? I think they went to like a bar and they was passing out stuff or whatnot. They ran into a gang, and I think it was the Crowns. And they run into him, and I'm talking about, they like, nigga, we ain't trying to hear all that, nigga. Like, we was like just some regular hood niggas. Like, nigga, we cut, like, we about to murder you, nigga. You talking about murdering pigs, we finna murder you. So, brother pulled out a gun. I'm talking about Chairman Fred, he just sat there stood like a gangster. I'm like, bro, hey, brother was cut differently, man. The nigga draw a gun down on me, nigga. I'm sorry. What do you need? Hey, brother Fred just sat there, was like, brother, he was talking to the gun. He wasn't even talking to the dude holding the gun. I was like, yo, he is cut differently. And that was another part of the movie that I really liked, that they showed him meeting with the gangs. I tell people this all the time. The Black Panthers are different from a lot of black organizations that you see, because not only were they fighting police brutality, they were trying to get people together. Not even just the black people. We'll get into it a little later, but they were squashing beefs in the hood. Like, not everybody could do that. Not everybody can go to a hood that they not from and make two gangs unite. Like, huh? Hey, that's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something I can't just go inside of a hood that I'm not from and be like, yo, nigga, y'all need to stop beefing. But Black Panthers was doing that. They was going into white neighborhoods, white racist neighborhoods, and be like, bro, we fighting the same enemy, getting them on their side. And that's where you get the Rainbow Coalition. And I was very proud that, a spoiler alert, I mean, I guess this movie is a spoiler alert, I'm kind of going into it, but something that I really was afraid of was that they weren't going to show a lot of his teachings, and that this movie was going to be mainly on the snitch O'Neal. But no, it wasn't, man. They really showed his teachings. They really showed what he did for his community. They really showed that he was anti-capitalist. He was very big on socialism and things of that. He talked down a black capitalist. There's a famous video of him on the internet talking about, he was talking about something, and he was like, when you do that, that's when you get the black capitalist, brother. We can't get no black capitalist, brother. And I always thought that was an interesting video, and I'm glad they put that type of stuff in there, like his beliefs, because in today's society, you get named as a socialist or something like that. That might be scare away some people or whatnot, but they really put that in there. Like, they were saying that in I think like in one of the very first clips in the movie, they got Jagger Hoover, whatever the CIA nigga name back was, or whatever the CIA nigga was back then. He was talking about how they didn't want the rise of the Black Messiah, because when you get that, you start getting communism and whatnot. So they were showing like, yo, these brothers was associated with these things that America is usually very fearful of. So I was very glad they put that in here. But for people watching, I don't want you to think that this is finna be some extreme biopic on Fred Hampton, because that's not what this is. This is really just Fred Hampton meeting the snitch and how like that affected everything. So not only is it showing his teaching and stuff like that, it's not only about that. The movie is mainly about like how the snitch infiltrated and how that affected everything. So don't want people to think it's finna like start from when Fred Hampton was a kid. It starts when Fred Hampton is, I don't know how old he was at this time, but this starts where he first meets William O'Neill or around that time. So yeah, man. Like I said, very, very good depiction of all of that. And then to kind of go back to the gang thing, he later on goes to a gang, like I guess their territory. He goes to their hood, basically. No guns, no straps, which is bold move on his decision. I don't know if I would have done that. Went to their hood with no straps and basically was like, brother, we fighting the same fight. You got to get on our side. And eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like the niggas, they was kind of hesitant. What he said, I wrote it down. He said, he was talking, you know, he doing a typical Fred speech, and when I think the gang leader, he said, this nigga got some $1 million words, don't he? And I thought it was really funny. But he ended up giving Fred his gun to be like, you gonna need this because crackers gonna be on your head. So I thought that was like I said, I really did love that they showed just the small things like that of him trying to that wasn't even him uniting a gang or anything like that, but just him showing like it's bigger than us fighting over, you know, whatever we fighting over. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, man, like I said, everybody there just moving militant, you feel me? And in that scene, one of the dude that he robbed at the very beginning, the snitch at the pool table, he's one of the gang members. He say, nigga, ain't you the boy that robbed me? Hey, he's like, nigga, shut up. One of the other gang members put him in check. He say, discipline. And that just the little stuff like that. The discipline that gangs had back then. I'm not from a place where gangs are running rampant, but I am from a place where crime is running rampant. And within those niggas that run in these, you know, circles or whatnot, not a lot of organization and not a lot of discipline. So just to show a nigga like that, just to check in, man, that discipline, that's different, man. You know what I'm saying? So I thought just the little stuff like that is just, they depicted discipline and how it was back then. Very, very great. Of course, I wasn't alive, but from what I've seen, people that was alive back then, that's how it seemed to be. So I thought that was pretty cool. I guess kind of fast forward, there's a scene where after that, I guess bro was like, hey, when he was like, hey man, weren't you a nigga that robbed me with the badge or whatever? He get in a car to go back home, and two of the other Panthers, they get in the car and they say, hey, where your strap at? He like, oh, in the snitch like in the glove box. They pull out a strap, put it on him. They say, hey, bro, what that talk was about that badge? So they kind of already like, hey, nigga, you snitching or something? Hey, I want y'all to watch this scene. The brother in the back, I'm talking about, I don't think he knew this was a movie, bro. This nigga had me scared, bro. I thought he was finna slap Lakeith face off, bro. He looked so dead serious throughout that whole scene. I'm talking about that nigga was on go, bro. I was like, hey, can somebody please yell cut? Because this nigga really might murder this boy. So that he was playing that up. I don't know if that nigga playing or not, but I think they got a nigga off the street was like, hey, bro, hey, get in the back seat real quick. That nigga was playing that like he don't play that in real life. So that was fire right there. And yeah, I don't want to go play by play what happened. You can watch the movie for yourself. But that was a very interesting scene to me right there. That showed you he kept getting nervous. The snitch was getting nervous and more nervous throughout that whole film, getting more paranoid as most humans would. And yeah, man, it kind of really boiled to a point where I knew he wouldn't be able to take it when he met the nigga that was like, yeah, we just killed the snitch or whatever, and we put him at the bottom of the bottom of the sea, and he started overcompensating. Oh man, I would have killed him too. I would have stabbed him. I would have shot him. I would have put my meat in my mouth. I mean, like, what is he talking about, bro? He was going insane. When niggas start doing that, that's just a life lesson, bro. That nigga lying, bro. You ever meet a nigga like, boy, yeah, I done killed this many niggas. They ain't did that, bro. You ever met a nigga that you was like, hey, what's going on with this nigga, man? Like, it's probably whatever you suspect, man. You ever meet a nigga that like overly hate gay people, or just like overly do it? Like, you got niggas that hate gay people. You got niggas that overly hate gay people. The niggas that overly hate gay people, niggas probably gay and they trying to cover up something. Oh, boy, that nigga gay. I'll slap a gay nigga. I'll put my foot in a gay nigga mouth and turn it upside up. Boy, I'm talking about, if I seen I'm like, all right. Nobody talks about anybody like this, nigga. You might want to put something else in that nigga mouth. Like, I'm telling you, bro. And that's how he was acting. He was just overly doing it. And I'm like, all right, somebody got to know this nigga is a snitch. And that's why I knew, like, yeah, he gonna end up folding soon. I mean, he didn't really fold, but, you know, like, it wasn't just gonna work for the brother, man. He wasn't built that. He wouldn't know, like, he ain't had snitch in his DNA, man. He wouldn't know cold-blooded snitch. You know, you got a cold-blooded murder nigga, just murder nigga in cold blood, nigga interview, like, yeah, I killed a nigga. Nigga, I no remorse, nothing like that. He ain't no nigga, like, yeah, I snitched on a nigga. He was flinching. He was a little too paranoid, man. He wouldn't know cold-blooded snitch, man. And yeah, I think as he started getting paranoid, he called the boy Roy, which is the FBI dude. He got him doing everything. He on the telephone yelling outside on the payphone. Hey, I got Fred locked up. And I'm like, bro, if you don't calm, like, that nigga is gonna tell the whole hood. Fred gets locked up because of why did he get locked up? That's crazy. I don't know how I forget this. I'm talking about I'm an aficionado Fred, and I forgot how he got locked up. He got locked up on some stupid junk, like some ice cream, like he stole some ice cream or something very stupid. They tried to give him like 5 years, something just outrageous, right? And yeah, he was just very mad. Like, I got him locked up. What else do you want? Hey, J. Edgar Hoover. He calls the FBI, or they call J. Edgar Hoover, and like the leader of the FBI, I mean leader of CIA, excuse me. He like, yo. We locked up we locked up 2 of the Panthers. One got famous, other one got a book deal. Like, you know, we need more than locked up. So that's where we go to the end of the movie, and he gets killed, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know what happens from there. I don't want to get into that, man. Definitely a very, very very, very sad, you know, ending. You know, something that I read about. Didn't want to see it, but I seen it, and something that I realized when she was getting arrested, his wife, that he was in the bed with his unborn kid and his fiance, rather. She getting arrested. They shoot him in the head, and they say, "Oh, he's dead now because he was still alive." They're like, "Oh, he gonna make it. He's dead now." So when I'm doing that essay, I read somewhere that they were laughing when they did that. So that was the only thing that I thought that was like not accurate, but I could be wrong. But who cares? But that just shows you how sick they were, laughing or not. The fact that, oh, he's dead now, and they shoot him in the head, is just some sick stuff. So yeah, just seeing that, just visualizing that was wild. And even the lead up of him poisoning him is an interesting little scenario to me, because he's shaking. I mean, cause they had like some church thing or something. I forget exactly what it was. But as he's basically going to put him to sleep, sedate him, and drug him, right? The snitch is going to drug Fred. So as he's doing it, he's shaking like a stripper. I'm talking about you want something to drink? I'm talking about, bro, he is stuttering and shaking. I'm like, bro, how is y'all not peeping? This brother is not one of them, man. He's not official. So hey, he gave him all the signs, man. But they even upgraded the boy to the head security spot, man. You know, and they ain't peep him out, but I get it, man. I mean, you don't be thinking about that. You think he's standing tall, man, but he wasn't. So yeah, man. The one thing I do want to say is the Lil Rel part. I don't know if that's true. If anybody can corroborate that story, I don't remember if that was in like the O'Neal actual interview on YouTube. If so, I don't remember that. But like the fact that some random Negro was in the bar and was like, yo, slip this in his drink. If that actually happened, let me know. I don't know if that was just part of the movie for the entertainment, for the dramatization, but I don't remember that at all. But that was really wild if that actually happened. And yeah, man, that leads to, you know, him actually drugging him and him getting shot. And yeah, man, they do like the typical end of the movie thing where it's like, this is what happened. And they show the film of actually what's it called, snitching or whatnot. And the little documentary he did, which I think is interesting because they say the same day it aired, he killed himself. I didn't know that, but I did know he killed himself. I didn't know he killed himself the same day. Something I did read, because if you look at that documentary, he like a bold snitch. Yeah, I did it. You know, I was thugging you. I read a little differently. Can't confirm this story, but I read somewhere that his nephew or his cousin or something was like, he was very uncomfortable after doing that. Like, that wasn't something he lived comfortable with. That nigga was like, he was already wilding out before that. Like, I mean, before he killed himself, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to defend this nigga, but I'm just saying he went in this just like, oh yeah, I'll snitch and yeah, I did it. Like that nigga, he was tripping already. So yeah, that nigga just went like no thug. Cause if you look at that little part of the interview at the very end, it's like he like, yeah, nigga, I did it and what? Like, nah, that nigga, he was going through it. And then after that aired, he probably just gonna take it and just bow. You know what I'm saying? Nigga self-checked out. You feel me? Walmart style. So hey, there's that. And yeah, man, like I said, I feel like they did a very great job at depicting everything, man. From depicting just I guess the mind of a snitch. I don't know. I've never dealt with that before, but I would imagine that's what that's like or whatever. But more importantly, the teachings and the thoughts and the works and the doings and the practices of Chairman Fred, man. I feel like they did a very good job at that. And just the aesthetic alone of that time of black people. And like I said, the little stuff like the militancy and the discipline, just the little stuff that they put in there, I really loved. So, hey, man. Excellent, bro. Excellent tape, man. Tell me how y'all feel about it. I loved it. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate. Players gonna play, man. Y'all holla at your partner, man.